These things are awesome. So that you'll see coming up, but first things first, let's have some coffee. Get into this episode. Alright, welcome back to part 2 of the tarp canopy setup for the Jeep. Now, this is actually the second day. I'm going to be going back to the footage from yesterday to show you how I kind of put all of this together and where these poles came from and everything else. I talked about these. They're called night eyes, okay? And it's a quick clip. I got a 2-pack, comes with the cord, and I think it was like 12 bucks or something, so really not expensive and really handy. What do we got going on here? That's the tarp. If you didn't see the first episode, check it out. It got quite a few views, and I think just because it was simple and helpful, and it really worked well. That's the tarp with the tarp bungee cords from last time. We'll put that aside for the moment. I had somebody ask me about the tarp or the canopy setup. What do I do if I don't have any trees to tie the other end to? Okay, that's a good point. Well, you can get tarp poles, just an extension pole. I don't have any of those. This is the frame for just a pop-up square canopy, and unfortunately during one of the storms a couple weeks ago, it actually buckled. So the frame is bent, and I tried to fix it, but the problem is the way this works, as it slides up, you're opening it out, where it all buckled, it's not usable. These are extendable leg sections, and I'm going to take this apart and see if I can use these as my tarp poles. Let's see what we can do. First things first, let's try to get this thing apart. Alright, so there's the little end cap for the bar. This is the bracket that holds it all in, and I think that should work. Well, what do you know? Alright, there's the first pole section. That actually came out of the bracket easier than I thought it was going to. Now, you can see that's the extension. It's got the little holes there for when the clip gets to it, you can lock it in place. There we go. Now, I've got one pole that I'm going to use for the end of the tarp. So I was going to film earlier, but my neighbor was cutting the grass for like an hour and a half. It was nice and quiet until I started filming, of course. Shh. Got the second pole out. There's my 2 extendable tarp poles. The foot already has a pre-drilled hole, and I can somehow attach the tarp to this. I'm gonna try one of these and let's see how that works. Oh, look at that. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Perfect. I'm gonna start stringing up the tarp and see what happens. So, this is my thought, okay? I clip this to here. There's my tarp pole. Now I got to get these somehow pegged down to the ground, just so you can have an idea what's going on here. Okay, clip to the tarp, clip to the pole, and there happens to be already 2 holes drilled in there. I just fed the string through, and we'll see if we can peg this down. These ones are pretty heavy duty actually. It's got a little cap on the top with a hole in there. What I'm thinking is I'll just do the same thing. I'll peg this down and I'll be able to loop this around, cinch it up, and that's gonna hold it into place. So this might actually work way quicker than I was even expecting. All right, well, this will be a 3-minute video. All right, take a look at this setup here. Threw the peg in, has the clip, loop it around, it catches. There we go. We've got one side pegged down already. That is just way too quick and easy. Got both the poles up. You can see where it's strung down to the peg and that quick clip. These things are the best. Super quick and secure when you need to snug up some of the cord. That just worked out way too well. The carabiner fits into the pole. The pole's actually upside down, but it's working great. And there you go. Bungee cord to the side, bungee cord up top. I wanted to go get a second set because I realized that having just the one strung out from the poles, it wasn't bad, but I wanted it to be more stable. All right, have a look here. This is all you need for a tarp canopy setup. I got my 2 extension poles that I've made with the carabiners. The strings are already strung on there, and I kind of tied them up so they wouldn't turn into a rat's nest. I got my 4 pegs. I got some extra of the clips, so now I have 2 pegs per pole with the strings. It's gonna be a lot more secure. We've got the tarp with the bungee cords already attached. There is the full setup that you need for a tarp canopy. All right, I'm gonna do a point of view. You can see I've got the GoPro up here. So I'm gonna set up the tarp right now. It's windy, which is good because then I get to test it out. I'm gonna time it and see how long it takes me to get this tarp set up. First things first, that's recording. Hopefully the angle's good. Guess we'll find out later. All right, and here we go. Winds are kicking up. This is a lot more sturdy than it was yesterday. So I've got the 2. There's that little quick clip coming up to the top. Got the carabiner holding the tarp. And quite literally 5 minutes to set up. It's set up. The winds are kicking, it's getting dark, but it's a lot more stable than it was yesterday. When I had just the 1 string, it was moving around too much. So having the 2 pegs and the 2 strings on each pole really makes a difference. All right. Time for soup. You want to have a snack? Might as well have some noodles. Throw the rest of the water in that it just boiled. Let that sit. Snack time. Well, there you go, guys. That's it. Part 2 of the tarp canopy setup, and I like it. Whether I have trees or not, I'm good to go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the tarp canopy setup, and I'm gonna sit, enjoy my noodles underneath the tarp because the rain's starting. Oh, it's gonna be messy.